everybody, welcome back to another Ardent Pod. This is a podcast where we talk about everything we love, including gaming, movies, movies and TV shows,
And
and
our
yeah,
homies.
and what?
Nah, I hate them.
Well, that right there is Leo. How you doing, Leo?
That thing over there.
The person that just talked right now is Leo. What's up, Leo? How you doing?
What's up, man? I'm doing pretty well. A lot of stuff happening this
Yeah,
week. Really cool.
a
So
lot of stuff
I'm really
to
excited to
get
talk
to.
to you about this.
I know it's been crazy news week to say the least in the entertainment slash video game world. I am your host today, Ace. Um, yeah, so let's just get started, man. With we Wednesday was the last episode of Boba Fett, episode 7, and it
Spoilers,
was
obviously, because
obviously spoilers. If you don't like spoilers, I will put a number down here on the screen that way you can jump forward when we stop talking about this. Anyways, yeah, so a lot
or if you
happened
don't
in
care, just
Boba.
watch it.
Exactly. Um, a lot happened in the Boba Fett season finale. We got big fights. We got return of important people. We got to see everybody's favorite uh Bane because they loved just how perfect he was and how
Oh yeah, he was
their
the
take
perfect
on
shade
it.
of
Yeah, he
blue.
was a perfect shade of blue.
His
His
teeth
eyes
weren't
were
too
like the perfect
weird.
red. You know,
They weren't too big.
there was no like, oh, this looks a lot better on the internet floating around. Like none of that stuff. Um,
Everyone was like super excited to see, and people were super excited to see him die. You
yeah,
know, maybe I don't know. Is
who
he
knows?
alive? I
Yeah.
hope he
So
was, but if he died, he
overall
died.
thoughts on episode 7, Leo. Hey, yeah, we have a new addition, new late addition. Our third
Just kind of
member,
snuck up on us.
kind of snuck up on us. So I had to let her in because
Of course.
we have a lot to talk about, and she has a lot to say as well on everything that we're going to talk about right now. So, without further ado, yeah, episode 7 of Boba Fett. There was a lot that happened, like I said before. So yeah, just kind of let's just go around, starting with you, Sarah. Just initial thoughts of the season finale.
Grogu.
That's
That's it. That's
That's
it.
it. That's it.
That was it. That made my whole day, my whole heart.
as much as I love that about what we got, it's a Boba Fett show.
Yeah.
Yep.
The fact that like I think about the the season finale, and I think of those moments like with Din and Grogu. I mean, I think of him on the Rancor. Boba on the
Yeah.
Rancor was pretty cool.
That was really cool.
But I just I wish it had. I wish I had been like, yeah, Boba, but I don't remember.
Yeah. I do agree with Sarah that once Mando and Grogu got reunited, that kind of stole the show.
My boy.
But also I really do. The one thing I do like that about the Boba Fett was that I guess he is trying to go to be a better person and actually be a good leader. Because when he had that standoff with Bane, he was like, Bane was like, you're still a stone cold killer, and yeah, he is. He pretty much killed Bane there at the
But
end.
we didn't see it.
Yeah.
Other than
So
there.
yeah. So other than that, like he like when his second in command, I always forget her name.
Fennec was more badass
Fennec.
than him.
Yeah, like when
Yeah.
Fennec was saying Boba, like spice, there's a lot of money to be made in spice, and Boba's like, no, I gave my word, and I'm not, and there's not gonna be any spices gonna run because it's already like hurt many of our people. So
But that's the thing though, like how? Like where has it hurt? Like if we had seen that a little bit more, like awesome. Like the only time we really saw it was when he was like with the Tuscans, but like how is it hurting the actual people in Mos Espa? Like I didn't see anything there. I don't know. I think that's why like the more and more I like sit and think about the series as a whole, I'm like, there was so much that we like still have questions about because
Yeah.
that's what they wanted you to think, but we didn't really see it. We were just kind of like told, and like one of the rules really in like storytelling is show and don't tell. Like it'd be easy for you to say like all the things that lead up to this point, but if you like build the story and show us like what they try to do with the Tuscans, I guess, is to show why he was trying to like become part of a tribe, but why there? Like why does he care about that? We didn't really see that.
Yeah. Well, also, because probably that's power. That's the seat of power there at the palace. But I mean, he at the end of the day, he still wanted to get power and everything and be a ruler, and but yeah, I don't know. Yeah, like Sarah was saying, when Grogu came in, that was kind of the end of Boba there.
I mean, yeah, it was literally when Mando came in, I lost it. I was like, oh, the whole time. And then, of course, the whole relationship between Mando and Grogu, that's like everything. Because obviously, where we left with Mando, or the Mandalorian, whenever he has to like give Grogu back, it was sad. And now we have like a full connecting moment. And I was like, oh my God, yes. But yeah, that did definitely stole the show from Boba Fett. I'm not gonna lie.
I feel like this was like more of a finale for them as far as like the season 2.5, as like everyone said, because I mean it's true. Like I feel like we cared more about that than about what's happening on the ground. Like
what were you saying, Leo, in the last episode? This is the biggest sequel or prequel to season 3 of Mando.
Oh yeah, like it's true because it's literally like it's less of a Book of Boba Fett and more of an in-flight brochure to Mando season 3. Like
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like
so,
but
when the X-Wing was coming, did y'all think that Luke was in there? Because I thought I'm like, oh, it's Luke, kind of like him bringing baby Yoda, Grogu, and like like kind of telling Mando here's the kid or whatever, but it was just R2D2 flying the X-Wing, but it was I thought
that was funny. It was
gonna
brilliant.
be it was gonna be what's his name? Luke there, but because I thought it's gonna be like the at the end they're at the end of their wits and don't know what to do, and here comes Luke with a lightsaber and just goes ham on all the.
I think that's why they didn't do that, because like Luke could destroy the fucking city if he wanted to. Like he could. Like if he really wanted to, he could just take everyone like on his own. Like he didn't have to. He wouldn't have to try. So of course they didn't send them there, which I appreciated. But
when we first saw Luke in the Mando, he was like he just took out those droids with like those assassin droids like nothing. Everybody else was struggling with them, and
the Death Troopers, they were like
he was just like
it's nothing to him.
Yeah,
but
he's powerful. That's why.
Yeah. So I mean, we did get to see some really cool stuff. Obviously, Boba on the Rancor, like we already said, and yeah, that's all I can really think of. Of course, we had that like shootout with him and Cad Bane, which I did like a lot because. It was pretty. It was. I don't care for westerns, but that western feel in Star Wars, it just fits, so well. And I care about
Gunslinger
a great deal.
Gunslingers.
But I mean, I'm glad we got to see Cad Bane as little as we did, and he looked great. But whatever.
He looked
the blue guy.
Yeah, blue guy.
Right, blue guy. The blue.
The not as blue as he should be guy.
And not as blue as he should be, or not as red eyes as it should be. But like I think I'm with you, Leo. With it's very like there was a cool moments, like of course Bo on the Rancor, Grogu putting to sleep the Rancor at the end.
Bro, that force.
Him like kneecapping that other droid and just like your knee is mine now. I'm protecting my daddy.
When Grogu put to sleep the Rancor, it was funny. Like he kind of like just curled up right beside him and also went to sleep.
Catnap. He was like, I used too much energy. You guys were done.
That was funny.
This is right now. It's like when I think about episode 7, I have way more to say and comment on about Mando and mostly Grogu and the whole training, and I'm like, that's so sad. Because like, when I think about it, it is a Boba Fett show, but I have like way more to comment on about that and like the deeper, like in a deeper sense that I went through when I watched it. But like, I feel like it was for the fans?
Show?
Like, when you do it, like the end part, like for the whole with Mando and Grogu is for the
fan
fans.
service.
Like
I don't.
I mean, it lined up with the timeline. I understood how, like, the connection started happening, like how he saved the assassin, and then how like he went to this place, and then it's like I saw the connecting characters and how it was like basically side by side with the Mando. Because while Mando was doing his thing, Boba Fett was doing his thing, which I understood. So it didn't really feel like it was out of place, but it just really did feel like, kind of like
it was trying to do
like
a lot that we didn't.
I mean, if you, episode 6 was a lot of fan service, and that was a lot of fan service, and I'm here for it, but it made sense.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like it was fan service, but it did fit in the timeline. But I was like, I wanted to see more about like Boba Fett and a couple of more questions that I had about him and his character, and like when he goes into that little bubble thing, with underwater, and
like
then he has all those flashbacks.
Yeah, that was just him healing. Well, I guess sleeping.
Mm-hmm. And then like he has like those flashbacks, and that was cool. That I appreciated it. I really like that. But so that tank is basically just a healing thing.
Yeah.
It's pretty. And then when we were talking about the spice, I know, like kind of jumping all over the place, but when we were talking about the spice, the only time that I didn't even know what the spice looked like until that gunslinging episode. Where like he kicks the where he kicks the little box. I was like, oh, that's what it looks like. I'm like, it looks like freaking
sand.
What's it called?
It's drugs. It's used in dead sticks.
Drugs.
It's like cocaine,
and it can be fatal. Yeah. So like if they had kind of like explored a little bit, like people are dying because of the spice, because they're getting addicted, and they're killing them. They're killing people here. Then it would have been more like, oh. I was thinking that the whole time. I'm like, okay, so it's probably harming the people here because they are also buying the spice or something.
Didn't think that. I thought it's because they're taking it from the planet and they're taking too much of it that it's killing the planet. That's what I thought. That's what was hurting it.
I mean, well, we do see.
I didn't even know it was a drug. I was like, what?
Yeah, it's a drug.
That's what I'm telling you. Like,
now I know.
This finale would have felt so much more. It would have been a lot more fulfilling and satisfying if like we knew a little bit more about this. And I'm completely honest. Like, I felt this show ended up being what I was afraid it would be, like a show they made just for fan service. Like, hey, y'all like Boba Fett? Here's the Boba Fett show. Like, I felt like it was just kind of rushed, unfortunately, and it's sad because. This is Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni, and they are fantastic. Obviously, they brought us like the first live action series in Star Wars, and it was beautiful. So we thought we were going to see this, and it was going to like stick the landing. And I don't think it did. Again, there was a lot that I really enjoyed about the show, and the overall narrative. If you think about it on paper, it's like, okay, that's awesome. But it wasn't executed in a really, really good way. But, I know people that actually really liked it. I know people were kind of like, it was okay. But this isn't one of those shows that I would go talk to someone and go tell them, like, you need to watch it if it wasn't for, like, episodes 5 and 6. Like, if it wasn't for those episodes, I wouldn't tell anyone that. But
Bryce Dallas Howard's episode. Bryce Dallas
episode 5 was the
Howard's
best
episode.
One. The
Amazing.
one that was the Return of the Mandalorian episode was the best one.
Bryce Dallas Howard. Just give, like,
Yeah.
I know we've said this before, but just give that woman her own show. give her that woman her own show to direct.
Yeah.
But,
So I know this kind of ended up being a season 7 review, and it ended up being like the whole. Let's just talk about the series.
Yeah, because it's really it's just. It's just really not.
Can't really talk about the finale without talking about the whole series because well, I feel like in this point we can't talk about the finale without talking about the whole series because the finale, I just feel like it was more centered around Mando and Grogu getting back together. That's what most people were paying attention. I mean,
they were attacking them, but I didn't care. I didn't care about the little Vespa Power Rangers. I didn't care about them. I cared more about the people from Freetown that showed up.
Same.
By the way,
the little Vespa people were pretty cool though. They were like, little biker gang, man.
I
didn't know there was biker gangs in Tatooine. So that was cool.
It's kind of weird.
Really
I just kind of had to create my headcanon. I'm like, maybe they ran away from something else. But then we see, I forgot, like episode 3 or something, or 4, where they show that no, the people mod themselves on Tatooine. Yeah. Like, we've never seen anything really like that. Everyone's just kind of like a townie, you know? Like,
yeah. So there was really, it's really hard to. Yeah, it's really hard to say, that this was a good show. It was. I think it was a good show because of 2 episodes, which makes it an okay show. I think.
I think it was okay. I think it had 2 really, really fantastic episodes, a couple of decent ones, and then some that were just like, why?
Yeah. So what do y'all think about the ending though? The end credit scene with what's his name? With Carl Vance and the
I mean, we kind of guessed that he was alive. He got shot in the shoulder. Why Cad Bane said, that he kind of assumed that
that was who was in there?
Yeah.
The sheriff?
The sheriff, yes.
Oh.
And he was gonna get modded.
Yeah.
Because I felt like, what? Okay, when I saw him at first look, again, I didn't rewatch the episode. I just, watched it as it was. When I saw it, it was like super blonde hair. And so I didn't make that connection.
Maybe because of the light?
Like, huh?
And he has like gray hair.
Oh.
Like white hair.
So okay, because all I saw was blonde hair, so I did not connect that at all.
I was just
like, it's like some person in there. I don't know. I'm like, maybe I'll find out who that cool person is. I didn't even
the next episode.
I was like,
well, sheriff. Cool. So a lot of theories out there that he might get his own spin-off show, which I highly doubt.
I don't want it to be like
that. Or maybe he'll come back in
character. But as far as getting his own spinoff, like
I hope not.
He doesn't. I mean, they couldn't even give Boba Fett his own spinoff that worked.
I know. Like, or we might see him in season 3 of The Mandalorian. So who knows?
But do you think it's because Boba Fett was so much of a side character, and he's always been a side character, that's why it was kind of hard for him to even have his own show?
You can, if it's all on the storytellers. If they can tell a good story with some Mando nobody,
but I feel like they translated that.
They could tell a story. Mm-hmm. They could tell a story with one of the most with this friggin' I've told y'all so many times. I gave 0 craps about Boba Fett until he was introduced to Mandalorian. And if this show had been half as badass as his episode in The Mandalorian, it would have been fantastic. It would have been awesome. But I think the biggest thing for me was that it honestly probably could have saved the finale a little bit more for me, was when you see the Pike Syndicate and the mayor all get taken out, and
sickening.
You see that it was Fennec Shan.
Yep.
It would have been more badass if it was Boba, or if it was Fennec Shan taking them out, leaving the mayor and the leader of the Pikes in there, and then Boba going in there, intimidating the hell out of them, and then just taking him out himself.
Yeah,
I
was a little confused as to why it was her and not Boba. I was like, did she do it behind his back?
It should have been like,
did she just do it just like that, just to like take care of it so he doesn't get distracted? Like I had no idea what that reason.
It was like a direct order from him because he was like,
I didn't know if it was a direct order from him. Yeah, I just thought it was like, told her, oh, that's it.
He told her, because when the guy with the ponytail thing, they call him, what was it called, the ponytail guy, or the with his thingy?
Yes.
Oh, you mean the Twilight guy?
Yeah.
I mean that's his name of the species.
Species Twilight guy. The guy was like, yes, I will be the person who.
That was the only part that I thought like, hey, Boba got him.
Yeah,
that was kind of funny
because when they were interrogating him, Boba was like, "Where do they meet?" And he's like, "Oh, my memory just got jogged. Yes, they still meet in that place." So much. Yeah, he was, but he was like a good annoying.
He was meant to be hated, but
yeah.
Oh my god,
he was more like annoying, but yeah, because when they were interrogating him, he was like, "Oh yeah, they're still here in this place," and that's when Fennec Shand left, and I'm like, "Okay, so she's gonna go kill him," because Boba, because even Fennec Shand was like, "Hey, Boba, why don't we just retreat to the city or whatever?"
Also,
the fortress, and that girl was like,
"That was so dumb."
The girl was like, "No, stay here and
they're
fight
not
here
hurting the people."
Yeah,
they're not after the people. They're trying to take you out. Him. Get out of there. Go to the palace.
That annoyed me too.
Use slave one. Use your ship and your Rancor. Like he goes back and he gets the freaking Rancor, which to fight those droids, okay, maybe makes sense. But he has his ship that just destroyed that biker gang. Like it was nothing because it's a freaking starfighter. Use that.
Honestly,
I feel like this fight was dragged on very, 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 very long.
Yeah,
it was a bit dragged on, and I was like, okay. I'm like, let's get to it. Okay, like we know we're gonna win. We're gonna lose some bodies. That's fine. Get to it. Like, okay, who are we losing?
I thought Arturito was gonna come in and literally save the day with the X-wing.
He's just gonna like drop oil everywhere and burn them.
He's just like bringing Grogu to him. But yeah, I think we don't want to be a dead horse, but yeah, I think we've gave our thoughts on Boba Fett. I know we could go.
That's not even all my thoughts.
Oh, I know. We probably have to do an episode just for the entire series. But just staying on.
I don't want to just do like an episode of stuff that we like and stuff, and then an episode of how we really feel.
Yeah, right.
How we really feel about it.
Dude, this might be a Wonder Woman 1982 part 2.
Oh my god!
Remember when we just like destroyed that movie, man? It was.
Side note, I'm pretty sure
it was bad.
If someone watches this, they're gonna get pretty drunk just in the first like 24 minutes.
Yep.
Inside joke. All right. Yeah. So staying on this Star Wars train, there was a lot of rumors. It was a lot of rumors, and that there was leaks. Oh, it's gonna be in May. It's not gonna be in May. It's gonna be in September, and we finally got a date. For
May is Star Wars
Obi-Wan Kenobi, man.
In Star Wars month. May is Star Wars month.
Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Not even just
series is coming May 25th, and my prediction is that since we're close to May, we might see a trailer in the Super Bowl. I'm pretty sure they might release something in the Super Bowl because we are close to May. It's already February, We have 3 months.
You think they're gonna start pushing ads right now? They're marketing push? You think?
Oh, dude, 3 months out, yeah. Yes, man.
Okay. All right. Let's put some money on. Nah, I don't know. Maybe that would be really cool.
What would be a better thing to do than to put out a not even, it probably doesn't have to be like a minute. It can be like a 25-second ad on Obi-Wan, but just something, it would be amazing. But dude, there's so much we can talk about this. Like, there's so much you can talk about this because I mean, they can do a
they're
lot
going to
of
be
stuff.
Inquisitors. So
Freaking,
it looks like we're going to get flashbacks with Hayden and Obi-Wan back to like
it's
the
gonna
Clone
be
Wars.
amazing.
Ooh. And
so my one question that I want to pose, at least you, Leo, because you've seen Rebels, do you think?
I feel like I already know what this question is. Continue, and I'm gonna be really upset if it's what I think it is.
Okay, it's the fight between Obi-Wan and Darth Maul. Do you think do you think we're gonna have that in live action?
Get out of here! Like, no, like, no. That happened. No.
Why not?
Because it's not. I don't feel. I don't know, dude. Like this.
Do you think they're gonna go classic?
Huh?
Do you think they're gonna go classic?
What do you mean?
With Obi-Wan's story?
I think they're just gonna kind of stick between. I feel like. What? Okay, this is just kind of like what I want.
When I say classic, I just meant like movies and stuff like that, like the classic, but not like Rebels or Clone Wars.
Well, the classic, he was already way older, like way older. This is like right after the fall of the Jedi Order, I believe.
Yeah, this is like 10 years later. Yeah. So there's we'll possibly see like a 10-year-old Luke.
Yeah,
on there somewhere. But the only thing that I feel like they can really do well is like, first off, like dealing with, he's probably gonna have some sort of like PTSD.
Yeah, of the war.
From not necessarily the war, but like Anakin's turn. Mm-hmm. And I feel like it's gonna just eat him up so much that he feels like he has to do something or try one more time. And I feel like that's what this is going to be. I think it's like a 6-episode series. And I definitely think that that's something they're going to do. And that's why I don't, I think a live action Darth Maul fight, I don't think they have to do that. That's already in the series. That's already been done. They don't have to do that again, though.
I know.
Don't have to show that again.
It'd be awesome, though.
Oh, yeah, it would look cool. But, like, what purpose is it going to? It has to serve a purpose.
I don't know.
I feel like
it has to push the narrative, the plot. It has to keep going.
And him fighting Darth Maul won't do that.
Do you think we'll have an Ahsoka meetup, or no?
A younger her?
No.
Well, she's gonna have. So. Well, isn't she gonna have her own show?
Yeah, she's gonna have her own show.
Yeah. Well, like that's why I'm like, maybe they might have like a little about her, like a little tiny, just because she's gonna have her own show.
I feel like
not a main thing, just like a little like pass by kind of thing.
I feel like she could show up, just because. Okay, not just the flashbacks. Maybe that's where I feel like she could show up. As far as being in the show, like in that timeline, I don't think he would really want to go out and search for her, because if you watch the Clone Wars, like he knows, like, yeah, she was like super close to him, but to him, she also contributed to Anakin's downfall. Yeah. So,
so does he not like her?
Huh? It's not that he doesn't like her. Mm-hmm. He doesn't dislike Ahsoka, but I feel like he really attributes that her to him a lot, and he feels like it's he wants to take it upon himself. He doesn't want to really rely on other people. That's just for me, the way I see it. I mean, I don't know for sure, but I think Ahsoka can show up in flashbacks, and I'll kind of leave it at that. But I feel like this show has to be very, very focused. Because we just saw what happens when a show loses focus on what it is.
It'd be awesome cool just to see his like struggle within himself, like when you're the mentor, and like you've been with this person since forever, and so it's kind of like that storm within themselves, trying to find like what is it now do I have to do? Like, I would love that. Yeah, I would love to see that. Like seeing the backlash of it.
I do wonder where and when they're going to use Hayden Christensen for as Vader, as young Vader, and and like when they actually meet after they fought in the volcano, like and so and in what context, like is it like
Didn't he
Vader
leave him
wants
almost
to
to
take
die? He left
isn't
him
it
almost to
is it
die.
like Vader wants to take revenge on Obi-Wan and tries to go find him, or they
I
just
don't
kind of like meet up randomly, or is this gonna be like a before Anakin turns into Vader, like wait, like before
like when
so
they use him, like when they
when
use Hayden Christensen.
yeah,
I
like
think it's gonna be a little bit of
how they're
both.
gonna use them, and in what context? Like, is it gonna be Vader Anakin, or is it gonna be like Anakin, like regular Anakin? Because
I think
there's
they'll
like that
use
thing,
both, a little bit
yeah,
of both.
because there's that thing where like Vader is like a part, like he's like his alter ego is Vader, and his regular his regular person is Anakin, and you can see that switch. At least you can see the switch in
I'm
Rebels
so excited to
when
see Hayden.
yeah, I know.
I'm so pumped to see
I
him
know.
back
And
and
he's a
see.
great actor. People forget he's a great actor. It's just in the movies the
Would
script
you say
wasn't.
great? I
Yeah,
wouldn't say
he's
great.
good.
I think he's
He's a
good,
really good actor.
but he's not like Hayden because he's been in stuff and it's just like
yeah,
but with a proper direction.
yeah.
This is
No, he's good.
Deborah Chow who directed some of the best Mandalorian episodes.
Mm-hmm.
She gets her own show. Like, yeah, I feel like this is going to focus a lot on that relationship and then how they deal with that. So, I mean, if she can bring out that great actor in Hayden, which I definitely feel is there, and she can do, we're in for a treat with Hayden.
Yeah, so going into, I mean, kind of rounding out this Star Wars talk. I know there's been a Star Wars talk for a while.
Can't help it.
A series that hasn't even come out yet, Andor, has already gotten the season 2 greenlit from Disney. So I have, it's like it's very
they must
few,
really
it's
really
very few and
pumped.
far between that a show gets greenlit a season 2 even before it actually comes out. Because when is it supposed to come out? Is it this year?
Andor.
Or
You watched Rogue One, right?
Rogue One. It's the
Andor, Cassian Andor, the guy who Diego Luna played.
Rogue One is the one. Rogue One is the one.
The pilot?
No,
not the pilot. Okay.
You probably haven't seen Rogue One then, if you don't remember.
I don't know.
So
I do not know. Let me see.
The cool thing about Andor is that it's like one of the first times we actually see someone doing like the dirty work for the resistance or for the rebellion. But
he was a great character in the movie.
See that. Yeah, he was awesome, and it really showed you like, yes, there's someone here who has to do the dirty work for the resistance, because we see him in the original trilogy, and it's just like, yay, let's save the galaxy. But here it's just like, no, there's some
because even in that speech he does, he's like, we've all done bad stuff for the rebellion, like assassins and thieves, and
he just straight up like the first thing we see him, and he's just like, all right, thanks for the info. Bah!
Yeah,
like he just kills as I say, pause, I say pew. Like, like he's dead.
To me, that's my favorite Star Wars movie is Rogue One. It's just really amazingly directed, and all the characters are great.
One of the most well-made movies, and it's just cool to see like a different side of everything. That's why I'm like really excited to see.
So some high execs at Disney and Lucas, and well, not even Lucas, now Star Wars, they have high hopes for season 1 and for him to greenlight season 2. I mean, you don't hear that often. Sometimes you do hear it with other TV shows that they have already season 2 greenlit, or even like in the film industry, it's like, they're already working on the second film even before the first one even releases, kind of thing.
You remember who that was?
Yep. I just saw a picture right now with the main girl, and I was like, oh, him! Oh my gosh! But then I know
talk
that
about representation, man. He's gonna be a lead, and he's from Mexico.
Yeah.
Let's go.
I know that
that's
actor.
my cuz.
Yeah, because representation. He comes out in the Narco show.
Yeah.
Man, he rolled that R.
That's it. Oh.
Yeah.
And the Narco show.
A funny story.
That's
A funny story
Felix
about
Gallardo.
about
Okay,
that.
after me.
Like when Rogue One first came out, he was doing press, and he was really excited. But one story that he shared was I think a girl in like her 20s came up to him, and she's like, like, this is the first time that my dad actually want to watch his Star Wars because he sees a character that looks like him and sounds like him. And I'm like, that's really cool, because he doesn't hide his accent at all, and that's amazing. That's good. Like, yeah, show your accent, be proud. But yeah, so season 2 of Andor is already greenlit. We haven't even seen the series, but if the execs of Disney say it's gonna be good, then it's gonna be good. So
if the execs say, I mean, they have faith in it probably, but I feel like I really hope this is more of a, like, from the creative standpoint, they're saying, like, we can really do something with this. But yeah, I mean, I was always really excited for this show, so seeing that it got a season 2 already makes me even more excited.
I think
moving on to some of your favorite stuff.
When is this? Hold on, give me a second. When is the season, the episode season supposed to come out? Is it this year?
I don't think they even have a release date for it.
They don't?
That's a funny thing.
Oh.
Like, we don't even have a release date for it, and we're already like, hey, this is season 2.
I haven't even seen a release date. Anyways, okay, so it'll come out at some point, and I'm guessing season 1 is going to be amazing. But yes, going into something that I am very passionate about, if this little guy doesn't give it away, man, today, Thursday, I woke up and I'm like, this is going to be a good day. And then I saw the trailer of Dominion, Jurassic World Dominion, and I'm like, this is going to be a great day. So, were y'all expecting them to just drop it today?
I thought they were going to drop it in the Super Bowl, if anything.
Me too. Everybody.
I feel like they're definitely still going to show it during the Super Bowl.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's like that was a rumor that people were saying, oh yeah, it's going to be dropped in the Super Bowl, and they just like, nah, here you go. And YouTube, it was trending all over, dude. It looks so good. It looks really good. I was talking to one of my friends, Edward, and he told me, like, he was like, what do you think of the series, like the Jurassic World series, the Jurassic Park World? And I'm like, yeah. I'm like Jurassic Park and Jurassic World, I have a blind spot for. So even though if it's not good movies, for me, they're all good. Like, they're all good because they're just my favorite movies. So that's my blind spot when it comes to entertainment and movies. Like, Jurassic World and Jurassic Park can have no faults. I mean, I know they have faults, but you know what I'm saying. But yeah, so the trailer release for Jurassic World Dominion, and yeah, what do y'all think? Did y'all watch the? I know, Leo, you watched the trailer because you texted me. Did you watch the trailer, Sarah? Just watching it now.
Oh my gosh! What?
They're all back. You can hear
it's
the
like Western. I'm feeling like it's like a half and half, like happening. Like
when
there's log cabins and
when I saw Alan Grant and everybody come back, it's like the song, we're bringing the gang back together, guys, or we're bringing the band back together. That one sound from TikTok. But dude, so good, man. So good. I'm excited. I'm super excited for this movie. It's the end of a trilogy. You have the OGs and you have the new actors.
Sorry.
You just have this turned into a reaction real quick.
It did.
I'm sorry.
Really did.
I'm sorry.
Oh man. It looks really good. I'm really excited for it. I didn't like Fallen Kingdom very much. But what they kind of left it is that they are here now. They are in our world and they're trying to live in it. That is scary as
yeah.
shit. Oh my god.
Yeah.
and it looks like they're going all in, and they're showing like what could be happening.
Excuse me, they spared no expense. Please say the correct line.
You son of a bitch! You actually did it, dude. It's I'm so psyched as someone who had I wouldn't say misfortune, but I was not fortunate enough to watch.
Give me a second, Leo. What did you just watch that you did the scream?
Daddy Goldblum. I said, yes, salt and pepper, you better look good.
And we did our. Oh God! I thought
Calm down. For audio listeners, she just smacked her camera out of the way. So, yeah,
I thought her camera flew out the window. Like honestly, I thought
everything's falling down. Give me a second.
Oh gosh, I'm keeping all this in. By the way.
Oh,
As y'all are talking over my reaction, of course. Oh my gosh, everything is falling. Even my light is falling.
Well, the moon everything. Fell, which I heard that was a terrible movie, but
okay.
You know.
I'm just gonna.
Okay.
Right there.
Yes. So okay, Leo, what were you saying about as growing up that you didn't have the?
Yeah, I wouldn't say the misfortune, but I wasn't fortunate enough to like watch the first Jurassic Park when it came out because I was like a baby.
Yeah.
But the first,
I think 91. I think it came out.
Yeah, the first Jurassic was it 91?
Yeah, it was like 1991 when it came out. It was the year I was born.
Dang, you're older than me.
Yeah,
wow.
birth years.
Yeah.
The first
93 actually.
One that I watched. The first one that I watched was The Lost World, and I don't think it's the best of that original. Oh yeah, it's probably the second best, but I rewatched that movie so much, and then when I finally watched Jurassic Park, and then eventually Jurassic Park 3, it's like I couldn't believe my mind. And then I finally and then World came out like 7 years ago, and that kind of like it was kind of like the Force Awakens of Jurassic Park, but more. I guess it was more continuation. I mean, it was a better continuation. I feel, but now we're at where we kind of got a glimpse of in The Lost World, where we see the T-Rex running amok in like San Francisco, wherever they were, and now
in the movie theater
we have everything that I dreamed of when I was like a child watching The Lost World, and I was like, I'm so ready for this. As soon as I saw this trailer, I was excited about it overall, about half as excited as Sarah was just seeing Ian
Goldblum. Dr. Ian Malcolm.
Daddy Goldblum. Ooh.
June 10th. We're not far away. 4 months.
Dude. Oh my gosh. I'm losing it.
It's gonna be amazing. Like same Leo. I was 2 years old when the first movie came out. But the Jurassic Park movie was the movie that got me into film. Just because I think my dad had the Jurassic Park DVD or VHS or whatever. And then we had the DVD. And the DVD, I started watching like how the making of, and that got me into the cinema world of like how to make movies, and that's what made me a fan of Steven Spielberg. Man, that guy's a freaking genius. But yeah, so I have a soft spot for Jurassic Park because it's the movie that got me into movies pretty much. And
I can rewatch all of them.
Yeah, they're amazing.
Over and over again.
All great.
Plus Jurassic Park, the new one, the New World,
and
the other one.
Yeah. So if you can't tell, we're all excited for Jurassic World Dominion.
Yeah, you got a live reaction. As I was watching it, because I didn't even.
If you haven't seen the trailer, it's out everywhere.
You gotta watch it.
You can, or if you wanna, you can also watch it during the Super Bowl. I believe they're also gonna do a TV ad. Yeah, so I mean that's pretty much all we can say, that we're all excited for it, and just a little bit about our history with Jurassic World, because Jurassic Park, because I mean it's gonna look good. We're kind of rounding down our topics here, but the last two, we finally got the actual photos of Lord of the Rings, Ring of Power, and they look great. Like it's not just hand photos, hand model photos. But the rumor and the I don't know if it's confirmed, but at least the heavy rumor is that we're gonna see a trailer drop during the Super Bowl. So keep an eye out for that if you're a Lord of the Rings fan. But yeah, what do y'all think about the photos that they released? I think it looks really good, and I think it's gonna be a really fun, awesome series on Amazon.
I'm not as big of a Lord of the Rings fan as you guys, but I just need this to come out already.
September, man. September.
Oh
Facts,
man,
dude. Way too many
it's so beautiful. It just feels like, obviously they're putting their money where their mouth is, and $58 million worth per episode of money in their mouth. Like, so it just looks great. It looks like a feature film. We're gonna have, like, I'm sure, some pretty lengthy episodes too, and I'm so excited for all of this.
You think it's gonna be one of those like 40-minute episode
I think
series?
40. No, I think it's gonna be like a 53-minute.
Oh gosh,
I feel like it's definitely gonna be like about closer around like an hour.
It's the Tolkien world. I feel like Tolkien is always. I mean, that's why there's 6 movies. You know, the fact that they split up The Hobbit into 3 films already tells you a lot. And The Hobbit is this thick. It's like a tiny little book with a lot of detail in it. Mm-hmm. And I'm just like, but the fact that they did the Lord of the Rings and they really crammed it down, you know, for the 3 movies. I'm just like, no. In and of itself, each one of those books could have had 3 movies.
Man, I was expecting this to be full of like really large text, because it's pretty. It's not thick, but this one.
Yeah. And so I'm just like, I knew from the start, you know, I'm like, it should have always been a series. So I'm glad that they're doing something about it. You know, obviously they're not going to touch the classics over here, but I like that they're getting in the world of like the Silmarillion and like the Second Age, the background of Tolkien. Really good stuff. Again, they better do fantastic, because this is the Tolkien estate we're talking about. So they have to do fantastic, like storytelling wise, because this is like Tolkien is like the king of storytelling. You know what I mean? Like when it comes to fantasy realm, you know, obviously Tolkien and C.S. Lewis are like around there, but like if you want quality storytelling, that's Tolkien, you know, that's always been an example there. So I'm just like, these storytellers better do fantastic. And by what I'm seeing with the whole, like the pictures and stuff like that, I'm already like, yes, because they're paying attention to detail, which is fantastic, because that's what Tolkien's about. Whenever you read the stories and all that stuff, it's all detail. Sometimes it's a bit too much, you know. I don't always tell people, you know, like, yeah, read the books. I'm just like, look, let me tell you, Tolkien will go on a tangent and then we'll come back. You know, he'll have a whole paragraph of a dandelion and then he'll come back to the story. Okay, so it's not for the
you really have to be at a certain reading level to read Tolkien, like, because it can be long-winded at times.
Yeah. But again, I love that he pays attention to detail. I mean, world building in itself is hard. You know, this is like a whole other universe besides the one that we know. So every detail counts. And from what I'm seeing with the costumes and the design and everything, it really does feel like they're appreciating that, you know, and giving it to us, all the elements there. And then also, I'm just like excited to see what they do with it. Side note, but not trying to, get on whatever tangent. A lot of people are like, "Oh my gosh, diversity, yes!" In the Tolkien world, diversity. I was like, "Bruh." But then again, yeah, I understand if you watch the movies. Yes, the cast is predominantly white when you watch the movies, right? But I'm just like, if you read the books, I'm just like, the thing is, diversity is always there. He never said this person's white, this person's white. Like it was never like that because ethnicity in this fantasy world is like crazy. We have orcs, we have dwarves, we have like different races of people, and I'm just like, bro, ethnicity has always been there. And like the biggest comments that I've been seeing lately, because now that they're like showing, for example, the dwarf, was it the dwarf princess?
Mm-hmm.
And like how she's dark skinned, and etc. A lot of people are just like, oh my gosh, they're diversifying and adding new characters. Hopefully it doesn't go bad. I'm like, y'all. Like, first of all, like no, like in Tolkien's world, it never like once said, oh yeah, just because it was written by a white British man, of course. But the thing is, like, fantasy, you got to understand that it has multiple people. It's not what we understand as ethnicity now. Like them, they have, the pointed ears, or they have majestic glow, blonde hair, blue eyes, or purple eyes. Like fantasy realm, they have their own races and their own ethnicities. So I'm just like, I don't want that to be the full cover of it. I'm just like, please don't focus on that.
And then even like in the elves, like you have like the high elves, you have the wood elves, which are like darker skinned, like naturally.
Naturally.
Like or even probably not like darker, like redder skin.
Yeah.
Because they're in the woods, that they're meant to be in the woods. But no, if you go to Vanity Fair's website, all the links will be on the description down below. You can really tell that they're, like Leo said, they're pumping money into this. Two things. I like the actors that they chose for Elrond and Glad and I was misspell her name, mispronounced her name. Galadriel. Galadriel. Like they're like young. They're like really young.
Yeah.
So because
I mean, the dude was like, I was there when that was created.
Galadriel.
He was a child.
Galadriel.
He was a young buck.
He was a young buck. Elrond.
Because in all the movies, Elrond, we've seen him already older. He's already older, thousands of years old. So this one's he's a young buck. So it's gonna be good. It's gonna be really good. Yeah, man, we've been talking about this for. We can talk.
I'm sorry, I can literally go on tangents in this thing, but I'm just super excited and super pumped to see what they do with it. I have high expectations. Duh. Not just because of what it is, but also what the movies gave. Mm-hmm. Like that was really good, and so I hope that they just like match it and exceed it. Honestly, like I have high hopes here. But again, yeah, they're putting a lot of detail, a lot of money into it, and I'm just excited to see what they do with it, and also with these new characters, because we don't know who they are since they weren't written, and how do they add into the Tolkien world? What pieces do they fill? So you can do a lot.
And just to close out our podcast, thank you if you listened this far. Thank you. We really appreciate it. On when was it? Wednesday, I believe. Nintendo had their Nintendo Direct, and they had a lot of stuff that's coming to come out. There was no Link and Zelda.
No Breath of the Wild. 2. No updates there.
Anything. But we did get a lot of stuff going into Nintendo. Kirby games.
What was the big stuff, my guy?
Big stuff. I think at least for me, Mario Strikers returns, and I mean it's big because it's big, but freaking Mario Kart got 48 new maps.
or it will over some time.
48.
Man,
like instead of releasing a new game, like here you go, we're just gonna give you a giant DLC.
48 new tracks.
Yeah.
Which is cool because they just, I mean, it's awesome because we get a lot of new tracks, and also they don't have to do a whole new game. It's just like, hey, we're just gonna add it to this game, and it's great.
Like, here you go, big old DLC coming your way. But and then if you're a fan of the Wii Fit, they're gonna release I guess a fit, some sort of fit game. So
I did not even see that.
yeah, it's towards the end of what they released.
Oh, Wii Sports.
Yeah, Wii Sports. There you go.
What?
Yeah, they're gonna release a Wii Sports for the Switch, because you know how the Switch also has you can move it with the Joy-Con things. So they're gonna Wii Sports are gonna come back, so you can do Wii bowling again, you know, and get those strikes all the time.
I can't wait. All right, now I'm excited. So this is awesome because, like, you know, I just saw. I know we talked about it a little bit, Ace, but like, you know, I go work out with like my cousin, and he's usually plays Pokemon for a while, and I was watching him play Pokemon Arceus, and dude, it is so cool. Like, it definitely like looks gives me Breath of the Wild. Yes, it gives me Breath of the Wild vibes, but with Pokemon, and it feels like something I expected a Pokemon game to really look like. What I wanted growing up, and we have it now. It's pretty awesome. I feel like, why didn't they have this before? Like, this is so perfect. Not even that. They definitely could have done that. I mean, maybe not like when the Game Boy was out, but like recently, yeah, in the last like, you know, couple decades, it definitely could have had something like this. No, I mean, like, even on like the Nintendo 64, like something like that. Probably not to the scale of Breath of the Wild, but like areas loading, like it definitely couldn't have been like a giant open world type of thing if it was that early. But this just looks like something I'm really excited to do. And then he was showing me, you know, everything you can do on that, and I was like, man, I want to get this game now, which gives me a reason to pick up my Switch. And I haven't really played my Switch other than to play Smash Brothers recently, but now we get this direct, and yes, I'm going to start playing my Switch a lot more, because, you know, we get Strikers, we're gonna get those new maps on Mario Kart for the new tracks, and we're gonna get Wii Sports. I didn't even know
Wii bowling and Wii tennis.
And dude, somebody actually this new Kirby game, they literally just said like, Kirby, what that mouth do, and oh man, literally, what that should be named. This game should be named Kirby, What That Mouth Do, and that's all it is.
and he can transform into a car. Or
no, he has a mouthful of car.
Yeah, pretty much.
I mean, those are the things I'm excited for. There's some other cool things, like I guess No Man's Sky is going to be on the Switch, but I don't really care for that. But you can finally have a Mother Earthbound on the Switch.
So, Sarah, as the person who only has a Switch and no other console, what game are you excited for that is coming for the Nintendo Switch?
I usually tend to try to go for basically games that are more in the fantasy realms, and like,
well, technically every game is a fantasy realm.
No. Fantasy realm when it goes to like, I'm not talking about like Black Ops or co-ops or anything like that. Yeah. Like those, they're okay. Like you know, like, don't get me wrong. Like, I'm like, man, sure. But like, I'm into like the Skyrim. Yeah, there is one. Yeah. There's the Elden Scroll. Yeah. And I was gonna get it, but I was like, it's so huge. It's so huge. But what's it called? Yeah, I'm usually like, you know, more towards those type of games. Anything that has to do with like, you know, like Zelda and open world, or any open world games I'm usually like into. So anything that falls into that line, I'll totally look for. You know, of course, there's a couple of games in here that are the classics, like, you know, Mario Kart and how you just said right now, the Wii Sports. I think that's cool. I think is it the Xenoblade? I saw a lot of gameplay of Xenoblade. I thought that was cool. So I might want to check that one out. But usually for me, it's not like I'm looking forward for a game, on the Switch, but I'm definitely just looking forward to browsing around on these new games that are coming out and to see which one calls to my attention for me to bust out my wallet towards that type of game. I'll usually go through that first. Now I always like to read, the reviews and stuff. But I think the one that kind of caught my attention just by the way it looks like is No Man's Sky.
Yeah,
just by the way that it looks like. It looks really cool. But
have you not seen the game before?
Mm-mm.
It's been out and it was not great. But it's gotten better. Now they put it on the Switch.
You have to play. It's co-op. You have to play with people.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
But it looks really fun. And
it looks cool. It looks just by the looks of it, it looks pretty.
I know, and
I really like
that. If they make it cross-platform, then I can get the game. We can actually game together for once because you have a Switch and I have an Xbox.
I know. The only cross-platform game that I can think of that I would play with you guys would be the
Fortnite.
There you go. Wow. But dude, I would freaking die. Even.
It's because we'd use you to get into the bot lobbies and win every game. Easy.
The bot lobbies?
Just roll with it.
Okay, cool. Mm-hmm. Yeah, bot lobbies. Bot lobbies.
So I think that again, all the links will be in the description down below. Thanks for staying with us through the end. This was a longer than usual podcast as we had just a lot to talk about. There was a lot of Star Wars news that came out, so it was fun. We're all excited. But again, this is stuff that we like to talk about that is fun. We all love, we all enjoy, and we know that you also enjoy and you also like to watch it because it's fun and it's fandoms and it's great. There's a lot of stuff coming out that is going to be amazing this year. So I think that does it for us today. But in this by the time that this episode comes out, Sarah will be 25, so happy birthday!
Happy birthday!
I think technically it's already midnight for. No, it's not midnight for you yet.
Almost 30 minutes.
It's almost midnight for you yet. It's already past midnight over here on the East Coast time. So you're technically 25 over here. But
25 here too.
Big ol' happy birthday from everybody to Sarah. So that'll do it for us today. My name is Ace.
I'm Leo.
And I'm Sarah.
See ya.
Bye.